Hello and welcome to Thursday's English session. So today we are going to do our final piece of writing on holes for the entire term. And so we've got a little bit of a fun piece of writing that we're going to do today. So we're moving away from our non-fiction that we've been doing for quite a few weeks, and we're going to have a look at some fiction. And we are going to have a go at writing a chapter or the beginning of a chapter. Now, on the screen, I've got the very ending of holes. Now, hopefully, everybody is all caught up with the ending because you're going to possibly need to know it. So if you aren't caught up, then I would suggest that you go and catch up on the reading section of our website first of all. But what you need to do is remind yourself of what happened in the last chapter of holes, because you're going to need to take some of that information to apply it to what we're going to do today. So maybe now just pause the video and have a go at mind mapping or jotting down the key things that happened at the very end of holes. Okay, so what we're going to look at is we are going to look at the second book. Now, Louis Sachar went on to write the sequel to Holes. It's called Small Steps, and we've got it in school. So if anybody wants to have a read of it when we're back in school, then you can do. I'm reading it at the moment, so it's very exciting. So he wrote the sequel, so a book that follows on from Holes that we're reading, and it's called Small Steps. And what we're going to do today is we are going to imagine that we are the author, and we are going to write chapter 1 of this sequel. Now, it can have anything that you want happen in it, but you need to sort of link it on to how the story ended. So we know that there was some sort of conclusion with the whole Clyde Livingston trainer situation. We know what the situation was like then. Now, I'm not going to tell you how far in the future the sequel is set in. It might be set years in the future. It might be set a couple of months after. It might be set the next day. That's something that you can decide when you write the chapter today. So you need to decide how far in the future you would like this sequel to start. And then you need to have a think about what the characters might be doing, what their life might be like in that chosen period of time that has passed since the first book. So are they still children? Are they adults now? Those sort of things you need to think about before you start writing. You also need to think about what characters do you think are going to appear or be the focus of chapter 1 in the sequel. Now, it might be that the story continues to follow Stanley. It might be that the sequel chooses to follow somebody else, one of the other boys that we met in the first book. And it's completely up to you what you decide. So, what I have given you is the very first sentence, the real sentence of Small Steps. So, it begins, once again, Armpit was holding a shovel, only now he was getting paid for it, $7.65 an hour. So, that's the real beginning of chapter 1 of Small Steps. Now, I've put it up there because you can choose to use that as your starting point to give you some inspiration. However, because it's a bit of fun and we're just having a go, you don't have to start it with that sentence. If you want the story to zone in on Zero or on Stanley or on the warden, any character from Holes, you can choose a completely different starting sentence. However, if you're a bit stuck for things to write about, I'd maybe lead with this starting sentence and carry on. So your task today is to have a go at writing the beginning or the whole chapter of chapter 1, however much you want to write really. You could write just a short paragraph beginning, or if you're really into it, you could write the whole chapter. We'd really love to hear that from you, because really you've got a lot of freedom. You're just taking some of the characters or one of the characters from Holes, and you're sort of creating a later life for them, and you can completely decide where they are, what they're doing, what's happened to them. It's completely up to you. So remember, you need to think about how far in the future or how far past where Holes is set, your Small Steps chapter is going to be set, and you need to sort of follow that through with the chapter. So you can use this beginning chapter. I would maybe have a go at plotting out some ideas before you start writing, or if you've got some great ideas in your head, then you can just have a go. We'd really love to see and read all your chapters or beginnings of chapters that you write, but just give it a go, have some fun, and just sort of make it up as you go along if you like. So don't forget to send us some pictures once you've done it, because we would love to read it. And after you have done that, that concludes our writing on holes. So we hope you've had a really lovely time. We hope you've really enjoyed the book. We certainly have in school, and we've had lots of emails from parents saying how much you've enjoyed listening to it and writing along at home. So it seems to have been a really good pick. So enjoy today's writing as a final finishing off of it, and let us know how you get on.